Thanks for joining us for the Nick Hart Show, presented each week by the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, including AgriGold, ADG Architecture and Design Group, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Brett's Car Care, Cordray Insurance, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Du Bois County Garage Doors Incorporated, Duke Energy, Foster Construction, the Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Harper's Pub and Pizza, Hobstadt Summerfest, Hydorn Construction, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, Hen Orthodontics, Hillside Gardens, Hip Dentistry, JMCO Technologies, Kiesel Enterprises Incorporated, MyTech Systems, Pole Concrete Construction, Pro Rehab, Roberts Boring, Trenching and Excavating, Robert Goob Vermillion, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Timbarge Seed, TYFL, Reinbrecht Homes, Stodgel Funeral Home, Stodgel Monuments, in memory of Darwin and Eric Callis, by Vertical Tile Incorporated, Wash Boss, Young's Auto Body, Johnson Commercial Mowing, in loving memory of Zach Bailey, by Julia's School of Dance, Kathy Salmon Photography, Like Transport, Make Your Mark, Scherer Monuments, Southern Indiana Tire, United Fidelity Bank, Stan and Teresa Dove, by Air Evac Life Team, Ameriprise Financial, Jeremy Overton, by Engermeyer Electric, Bandit Ag LLC, Bryant Auto Center Incorporated, by Center for Pediatric Therapy, by Country Barns, by Daywig Meats of Hobstadt, Drosty's Jewelry Shops, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jason Rainey, by Fort Branch Car Wash, Full Metal Armory, by grandparent of Isaac O'Neill, Marianne O'Neill, by Heritage Federal Credit Union, Heritage Petroleum LLC, Jarbo Tax Service, Casey Gray, Fuquay State Farm, by Cook Air, L&B Boutique, Little Miracles, Matt Walker Insurance, by Meisler Trailer Rentals, National Vet Help, Ripco Systems, by Titan Construction Partners, Whitledge Tree Service LLC, and by the Wabash Valley College Radio, TV, and Digital Media Department. Welcome to the Nick Hart Show here after the Week 2 win by the Titans over New Albany. 45-7 was the final score in this game. I'm Kyle Peach. Nick Hart, the head coach of the Gibson Southern Titans, will be along with us shortly. This was a game that the Titans kind of had in the bag from the very early moments and early stages of this game. The Titans got on the scoreboard first with 9:27 remaining in the opening quarter as Tanner Boyd took it in from 1 yard out for the touchdown run. Cam Novotny's extra point was good, and that made it 7-0 for the Titans. Then, just a few quick minutes later, 6:35 remaining in the game, it was Boyd completing a pass for 13 yards and a score to Isaac O'Neill. Novotny's kick would be good, and it would be 14-0 Gibson Southern with 6:35 to go in the first quarter. Then still in the first, 4:51 to go, it was Devin Roberts taking off and running a long way, 32 yards for the Gibson Southern touchdown. Again, Novotny's kick was good. It was 21-0 Titans at that point. And you just kind of thought that as that first quarter came to a close, the Titans had a pretty good grip on the game and where things were going in the contest. You look at it from 9 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first, all the way down to 4:51 to go in the first. The Titans put 3 touchdowns on the board. That was in a hurry. The Titans were able to get that 3-score lead. Then fast forward to the second quarter, a little over 11 minutes to go in the game, and it was Cam Novotny showing off the kicking skills, a 29-yard field goal, which was good, to make it 24-0 Titans. Later in the second, 8:51 to go. It was Devin Roberts running all over the field. 56 yards goes Roberts on the play for the touchdown. Novotny's extra point good, 31-0 Titans. Then the last score of the half, the Titans get the ball back again, 1:56 to go. In the half, Tanner Boyd fires the pass to Zach Butler. It's good for 36 yards and the score. Novotny's kick was good, 38-0 Titans at halftime. The Titans put 21 on the board in the first quarter, 17 on the board in the second. And remember, this is Class 5A New Albany we're talking about here. Third quarter came and went. Nobody scored in the third, and then both teams would exchange scores as it gets late in the game in the fourth quarter. 11:41 to go in the fourth quarter, and in the contest, Tanner Boyd finds Cole McKee from 4 yards out for another touchdown pass. Novotny's kick would be good. That would be the last score on the board for the Titans as they had a 45-0 lead at that point. Then finally playing out the string, 5:26 to go. New Albany's Elijah Jennings ran it in from 5 yards out for the score, and the New Albany club would hit the extra point. Final score in the game, 45-7, an impressive wire-to-wire win for the Titans. They were never challenged. 418 yards of total offense for Gibson Southern, 209 yards of total offense for New Albany on the night. Just an impressive performance. When we come back on the Nick Hart Show, I'll talk things over with Titan head coach Nick Hart. We'll talk about the matchup with New Albany and talk about more of those individual statistics and key performances of the game. Still to come tonight, we'll have details about the Titans' next matchup with the Washington Hatchets. We'll take a look at the action in the Pocket Athletic Conference and more. That's as the Nick Hart Show continues on this Tuesday night. Stay with us here on 89.1 The Bash. The Nick Hart Show is presented each week by the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, made possible by Robert's Boring, Trenching, and Excavating, Robert Goob Vermillion, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Tim Barge Seed, TYFL, Reinbrecht Homes, Stodgel Funeral Home, Stodgel Monuments, in memory of Darwin and Eric Callis, by Vertical Tile Incorporated, Wash Boss, Young's Auto Body, Johnson Commercial Mowing, in loving memory of Zach Bailey, by Julia's School of Dance, Kathy Solomon Photography, Like Transport, Make Your Mark, Scherer Monuments, Southern Indiana Tire, United Fidelity Bank, Stan and Teresa Dove, by Air Evac Life Team, and by Ameriprise Financial, Jeremy Overton. Back here on the Nick Hart Show, Coach Nick Hart with us here for segment number 2. And Coach, looking back on that big win on Friday night over the 5A school, New Albany, your home opener, boy, just everything seemed to click from the word go for your squad on Friday night. Your thoughts reacting to that game?
Yeah, we got out of the gate really well. And, I think when we watched film with the team this week, and you start off and we return the opening kickoff to, the 40 or the 45, and then you hit a pass play down to the, we had a kickoff return and a pass play, and we're already at the plus 35, and go down and get a score, and then a stop and a score, and you're up 14-0 really fast. So it was a great start for us on Friday night, and we continued, to play really well. I think one thing I really took away from the game was how physical we were. I thought our physicality really raised a level from week 1 to week 2 on both sides of the football. So that's always great to see. There's things to clean up and fix. But overall, just a great performance in all 3 phases of the game by our kids.
You talk about, first, let's go to offense. Tanner Boyd continuing to do great things at quarterback. He rushed for a touchdown, threw for 3 others on the game. And then the running game, Devin Roberts was right there. A couple of big runs for touchdown, one for 32, one for 56. And, not to leave anybody out here, but you also saw a good rushing performance out of Sean DeLong. It goes right down the line. Just so many guys contributing for you.
Yeah, it really was. And I think anytime you've got everything clicking like that, you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line, and not to take anything away from the guys that you mentioned, because I think they're all very talented and do a great job. But when you have that many guys putting up good numbers, it starts with the offensive line, and they did a great job on the line of scrimmage the entire night, whether it was in pass protection or in the running game. So I thought, for those guys, a lot of those guys making their second starts of their career, had a great night against a really good defensive front. And I think that's kind of the thing I took away. The week before, Bloomington South, I thought, I don't want to say they struggled to move the ball, but it was tough sledding to move the ball against New Albany's defense. And, we executed at a high level and really moved the football on Friday night. And a lot of those guys you mentioned had big nights. But again, I think our offensive line did a great job.
Coach, I got to go back. You're 100% right, but that's a former quarterback speaking right there, giving all offensive credit to the offensive line. It's much deserved, and I agree, but I just got to throw that little nugget in there. You know what you're doing. The quarterbacks always credit the offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. Taught that at a young age, but no, they were great. And like you said, then I was giving Devin a hard time because I don't think this is true, but on his first touchdown, when we watched it on film on Monday, I told him I think I would have scored on that play because he was giving the O-line a shout out and said I didn't even get touched, and I said I think I might have scored on that play, and I don't think I would have, but he when we open up holes like that and we give guys like Devin and Sean and Tanner room to make plays, they're going to make some huge plays for us.
Kind of a demoralizing effect, I think it had on New Albany, too, because you guys had scored 3 touchdowns in the first 6 minutes of the game and just really seemed to be on a roll from that point on and really kind of took them out of the game early. You talk about both phases of the game. The first team, the first string defense pitches the shutout. They get the New Albany score came late in the game. So defensively, you got what you wanted out of your club, too.
Yeah. And again, I think like everything, there's things we can fix and get better at, alignment, assignment, and stuff. But we were so physical. We knew they wanted to run the football, and our guys really, answered that call and were physical at the point of attack. So, yeah, you talk about the fast start. We go down and score. We get a 3 and out. We go down and score. We get a 3 and out, and they mishandled the punt snap and our special teams makes a good play, and we get the ball on a short field to score the 3rd touchdown. So, really, as you talk about those 21 points in 6 minutes, all 3 phases were involved there to score, to get the ball back, those type of things. So, thought it was a great job by everybody.
And, of course, Cam Novotny does what he does best, did not miss on the night, including a 29-yard field goal attempt to make it 24-0 there in the second quarter.
Yeah. Cam was phenomenal, and when you're talking about that fast start, his first kickoff of the game lands halfway in the end zone, so New Albany has to start at the 20. It really was all 3 phases. He was great in the extra points and the field goal. He had a huge punt that flipped the field for us. In the situation that I'm not known to punt, we had like 4th and 1 at our own 40. We were up 24-0, and you didn't want to give them a chance to get back into it. So it was a hard decision, but it was probably the smart one. But he made it pay off, and really flipped the field and pinned them back deep, and really helped us pin them back deep and flip the field position.
All right, Coach, your thoughts there on the 45-7 win over New Albany. Folks, stay with us. When we come back, we'll zero in on the Pocket Athletic Conference opener for the Titans coming up on Friday night back at the Jewel. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Nick Hart Show, presented each week by the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, including AgriGold, ADG Architecture and Design Group, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Brett's Car Care, Cordray Insurance, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Du Bois County Garage Doors Incorporated, Duke Energy, Foster Construction, the Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Harper's Pub and Pizza, Hobstadt Summerfest, Hydorn Construction, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, Hen Orthodontics, Hillside Gardens, Hip Dentistry, JMCO Technologies, Kiesel Enterprises Incorporated, MyTech Systems, Pole Concrete Construction, and Pro Rehab. We're going to take a look at all things Pocket Athletic Conference as we're now 2 weeks into the regular season, and still just one conference game has been played amongst all of the big school division teams in the PAC. It was Heritage Hills coming away with a win over Mount Vernon. That was back in week 1, a 25-9 win for the Patriots over the Wildcats. All other games have been played outside of the conference to this point, but there are only 2 teams with 2-0 records through 2 weeks of the regular season, and that's both the Titans and the Patriots. Gibson Southern has scored 72 points. That's tops in the league. Mount Vernon has scored 65 points, sitting at 1-1. Heritage Hills scoring 60 points in their 2 games on average so far, sitting at 2-0. Boonville is also 1-1, scoring 36 points thus far. Princeton and Washington are winless. The Tigers of Princeton scoring 22 points, giving up 79. That's second most to Washington, who scored only 7 points through 2 games and lost by a 92-7 margin. They've allowed 92 points in their first 2 regular season games. Now, Pocket Athletic Conference play will begin in earnest this weekend with all games being played in the conference. Here's a look at how that action went down in PAC play, or I should say games involving PAC teams on Friday night. Of course, as we just detailed, Gibson Southern got the big win over New Albany, the 5A school, 45-7. Heritage Hills again moved to 2-0. They got the win over Tell City, 35-14. Mount Vernon beat South Spencer, 56-30. So the Wildcats get their first win of the season. And then 2 other Big 8 former Big 8 teams, now members of the big school division of the Pocket, didn't fare so well against the smaller school division of the PAC, as it was North Posey over Princeton 53-14, and Southridge getting by Boonville 13-0 in a defensive struggle there in that one. Other Pocket scores of that smaller school division, it was Tell City, Tecumseh getting a win over Pike Central 33-6, and Perry Central getting a win over Forest Park 42-21. So looking at the standings, the big school division right now, Heritage Hills sits atop the league at 1-0. That's because they played in 1, the only conference game to be played thus far. Mount Vernon at the bottom of the league standings at 0-1. However, the Wildcats are 1-1 on the season, as is Boonville. Heritage Hills and Gibson Southern, the only 2 teams in the big division still with winning records 2-0. Princeton and Washington are winless at 0-2 in that big school division. The Titans set at 2-0 on the season, set to open up Pocket Athletic Conference play here on Friday night back at the Jewel. And the Titans, their first conference opponent, the Washington Hatchets, a team coach that has struggled trying to get things turned around. It's Coach Joe Morris there, off to an 0-2 start. Had a pretty decent game at Southridge to open the season. Kind of got blown out by Logansport last week. But the Hatchets, the first Pocket opponents for us on the season.
Yeah, which is always a huge game. You got to start 1-0. Especially in our league, where since the divide, there's only 6 teams in the big school division, so you only have 5 conference games, and so that puts it's hard to start 0-1 and win the league. So you got to start 1-0, and Joe's done a good job there, and he's got some excitement, and their numbers are up, and you can see the improvement. And it's high school football, and we're trying to send that message to our kids. There's a big upset in the SIAC last week with a team coming off of a big win. So we got to come out and have a great week of practice and be ready to play on Friday night.
Coach, when you see a team that's 0-2 that has really struggled as of late, coming in and obviously riding the highs of the state championship a year ago and a 2-0 start here this season, obviously one of the keys for you is keeping your team kind of grounded this week and focused on the opponent. Talk about what you're going to see this week in practice and what you are seeing, and also, too, what you hope to see on Friday night in that regard.
Just continuing to improve in the way that we have. I told the kids Friday night, if you would have told us after our first practice in June when we had helmets and shoulder pads on that we would have gone 2-0 versus Terre Haute South and New Albany. A lot of us coaches probably would not have believed that. And I think our kids kind of took that at first. It's kind of like a slap in the face, but it was really a compliment to them and how much they've improved through the course of the summer and the beginning part of the season. And we can't go backwards now. And so, one thing we talked about the upset that happened in the SIAC. And then you talk about, it's hard to believe because it feels like you're just getting started. But after Friday night, our regular season's a third of the way over. We got some big games coming up. And as you're kind of getting closer and closer to the playoffs now, we can't afford to go backwards and have a bad week. And so, we expect practice to be the same as it was last week and the same as it'll be next week. And, we're going to respect the game and practice and play our butts off on Friday.
Well, that's a 6:30 kickoff, local time, 6:15 for the broadcast on 89.1 The Bash if you can't make it out to the Jewel. And Coach, we got to compliment the fans for turning out the Friday Night Lights event last week. A really special atmosphere, and we hope that continues this week.
Yeah, it was great. We had a huge crowd, and the Friday Night Lights thing was great. Our parent group put on a phenomenal night. New Albany's coach has been coaching for a long time, and he told me that was one of the coolest atmospheres that he's before the game. Even he said this is one of the coolest atmospheres I've ever been to for Friday night football with the food trucks and all the people, and it was a great night, and we have great fans and community support, and it was great to be at home, and we're happy to be at home again this week.
All right, we hope to see you out there on Friday night for the game. Stay with us. One final segment with the coach when we come back.
The Nick Hart Show is brought to you by Engermeyer Electric, Banded Ag LLC, Bryant Auto Center Incorporated, by Center for Pediatric Therapy, by Country Barns, by Daywig Meats of Hobstadt, Drosty's Jewelry Shops, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jason Rainey, by Fort Branch Car Wash, Full Metal Armory, by grandparent of Isaac O'Neill, Marianne O'Neill, by Heritage Federal Credit Union, Heritage Petroleum LLC, Jarbo Tax Service, Casey Gray, Fuquay State Farm, by Cook Air, L&B Boutique, Little Miracles, Matt Walker Insurance, by Meisler Trailer Rentals, National Vet Help, Ripco Systems, by Titan Construction Partners, Whitledge Tree Service LLC, and by Wabash Valley College.
Welcome back to the Nick Hart Show, our final segment here this week. And Coach, a chance to talk about some of the younger levels of Titan football getting ready to get started or having started, and also seeing some good success at the younger levels too. And that's obviously where it starts when you go to build a successful program like you've built for the Titans.
Yeah, our TOIFL program is phenomenal, and that's where it all starts for us. They'll start their games the weekend after Labor Day. So they've just kind of got practice going and getting that season ramped up. Our 7th and 8th grade opened up with both with wins at Tecumseh last week. Unfortunately, New Albany was unable to play the freshman game. So we had JV only at the varsity lower levels. This week we pulled some of the freshmen up to give us a little depth there, but our JV went over and beat New Albany 38-0. So it was a great week for Titan football.
I want to give you a quick moment to talk about your dad's team up at Brownsburg, a 2-0 start to the year. They came off a huge win over Cathedral, 42-35, and John Hart named the Indianapolis Colts Coach of the Week this week because of that win.
Yeah, that's off to a great start. I think they're ranked number 2 in 6A now, and Ben Davis and Cathedral are both top 5 teams in the state, regardless of class. So 2 huge wins for them to get their season started, and excited to see how they continue to do.
Any future desire to play Brownsburg as the coach of the Titans? They're I mean,
No,
you're beating 5A teams like left and right.
We get together with them in the summer, and that's about the end of that for us. I don't think we'd ever want to coach against each other, but they're at a different level. That top end of 6A is a different world, and but they're doing great, and they're great competition for us in the summer. That's one of the things we try and do is in the summertime go play teams like them, get to compete against teams like them. Then when you come back and you're playing some of these 5As and stuff, you've seen the speed and the size and everything, so we're not so shell shocked whenever we come out of the gate.
Good answer to that question, Coach, as always. And congrats to your dad on all his success. It's going to wrap it up for our show this week. Again, 6:30 for the kickoff Friday night at the Jewel against the Washington Hatchets. Coach, thanks for the time and good luck this week.
Thanks, Kyle.
That's Titans coach Nick Hart. That's the Nick Hart Show on 89.1 The Bash. So long.
Thanks for joining us for the Nick Hart Show. Presented each week by the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, including AgriGold, ADG Architecture and Design Group, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Brett's Car Care, Cordray Insurance, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Du Bois County Garage Doors Incorporated, Duke Energy, Foster Construction, the Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Harper's Pub and Pizza, Hobstadt Summerfest, Hydorn Construction, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, Hen Orthodontics, Hillside Gardens, Hip Dentistry, JMCO Technologies, Kiesel Enterprises Incorporated, MyTech Systems, Pole Concrete Construction, Pro Rehab, Roberts Boring, Trenching and Excavating, Robert Goob Vermillion, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Timbarge Seed, TYFL, Reinbrecht Homes, Stodgel Funeral Home, Stodgel Monuments, in memory of Darwin and Eric Callis, by Vertical Tile Incorporated, Wash Boss, Young's Auto Body, Johnson Commercial Mowing, in loving memory of Zach Bailey, by Julia's School of Dance, Kathy Solomon Photography, Like Transport, Make Your Mark, Scherer Monuments, Southern Indiana Tire, United Fidelity Bank, Stan and Teresa Dove, by Air Evac Life Team, Ameriprise Financial, Jeremy Overton, by Engermeyer Electric, Bandit Ag LLC, Bryant Auto Center Incorporated, by Center for Pediatric Therapy, by Country Barns, by Daywig Meats of Hobstadt, Drosty's Jewelry Shops, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jason Rainey, by Fort Branch Car Wash, Full Metal Armory, by grandparent of Isaac O'Neill, Marianne O'Neill, by Heritage Federal Credit Union, Heritage Petroleum LLC, Jarbo Tax Service, Casey Gray, Fuquay State Farm, by Cook Air, L&B Boutique, Little Miracles, Matt Walker Insurance, by Meisler Trailer Rentals, National Vet Help, Ripco Systems, by Titan Construction Partners, Whitledge Tree Service LLC, and by the Wabash Valley College Radio, TV, and Digital Media Department. Support provided by Wabash General Hospital. Whether you're a competitive athlete or you just want to enjoy a stroll around the neighborhood, the WGH Orthopedic and Sports Medicine team is ready to help you get back to moving through life with greater comfort and ease. WGH offers comprehensive orthopedic services from the time of injury or diagnosis throughout the treatment and rehabilitation process. If you're suffering from an orthopedic problem, no matter how minor or significant, the WGH board-certified experts can be reached at 618-263-6400.
Do you know what it takes to be a warrior? You have to be hardworking. Make sure you're giving your best every day.
You have to lead, guide others to the path of success.
You have to be brave, be able to stand up for what you believe in.
At Wabash Valley College, we're able to bring the best out of you, even if you don't have these skills. It's time to be a warrior. I'm a warrior.
I am a warrior.
I am a warrior.
I'm a warrior. Are you? Call Wabash Valley at 618-262-8641.